Sacre bleu is the title of the video. Holy blue. It's not going well for France in the build-up to this Rugby World Cup. After 4 years of near perfect preparation, after 10 years of building up a generation of talent and cultivating a domestic league which is the envy of the world, France have done everything right. And on the eve of the Rugby World Cup, they lose another massively influential figure, this time in Paul Willemse, their enforcer at lock. France will be starting to get a bit twitchy and a bit nervous, I imagine. The public so expectant. Been dealt another hammer blow. Let's talk about it. It's under a week till the start of the Rugby World Cup. I can't quite believe that in a few days' time I'm going to be on a plane to France and then in a camper van heading down to Marseille. It's a bit bonkers, but I hope you're going to be with me on the journey by hitting subscribe and giving a thumbs up to this video to let other people that love rugby know that I exist. I'm Tim, this is Egg Chasers, and yeah, let's talk about this. Hammer blow. I think it's the only way to describe Paul Willemse's loss for France. Such an influential figure, such a massive figure, 6'7" and 135 kgs, gone from that French engine room due to a torn quadriceps. He has been replaced, but by a pretty handy lock in Charleroi. But Paul Willemse, he may well recover, and at some point, if there's an injury, he's on the list of replacements now. If there's an injury further into the tournament, maybe he'll come back in, but it's serious enough an injury that he is not, well, he's been removed from the squad. Massive. And you've got to add to this, put the context in, Jonathan Danty is also now a potential individual missing the opener against New Zealand. He has got a hamstring issue. It's not thought that he's going to be playing against the All Blacks in basically the game that will decide, you would imagine. I mean, Italy, I don't want to be disrespectful to them, but you would imagine that that is the game that's going to decide first and second place in the pool. I suppose it doesn't really matter from Jonathan Danty's point of view, as long as he's fit and firing come the quarterfinals, assuming France get there. But again, another player just like Paul Willemse, who's a massive physical specimen and 30 years of age, really experienced, prime, and has been so good for club and country for years now. And that combination with Gaël Fickou, just like Paul Willemse's combination with, well, Thibaut Flamand, and then before that with Cameron Woki, it's just such great balance. And now that's been disrupted. Massive shame for those individuals. Again, like I say, Danty at least, it looks like will play a part in the tournament, which is good. But Cyril Baille, another frontline player who won't be available for that All Blacks game. The depth of France's squad, which is really good, is going to be tested on day one. A calf injury for Cyril Baille. Again, that should mean that he's available in further games. But then this is already on top of the fact that Ntamack has been ruled out of the tournament permanently. And another combination. You've got Cyril Baille and Weenie Antonio. Great combo in the front row. Jonathan Danty and Gaël Fickou, that's now been broken up for game one. Paul Willemse and Thibaut Flamand, that's been broken up for the tournament. Antoine Dupont, Romain Ntamack, that's been broken up for the tournament. And we've also got at least Anthony Jelonch is coming back, but will not be available yet. So 5 players who a few months ago or a year ago were first choice French players, 1/3 of their first choice 15 not available for New Zealand. This is massive. And when you look at the team, that is now what I'm kind of guessing the French side will be. You'll see Wardy hopefully fit to come in and play loosehead, Woki in the second row. You've got Jalibert and Moefana. More than likely the players that are there. I mean, it's still a very handy French team, but it's not that, is it? You'll notice I didn't include Anthony Jelonch in the back row because Francois Crowe has been so good that's the biggest compliment you can pay, is that they've not really missed Jelonch, but massive difference. Massive difference. And it was New Zealand that was sweating on their lock combination because Brodie Retallick was out and it looked like Scott Barrett may well miss that opener, but now it's France that are staring down the barrel. What difference does that make to the game? I still make France marginal favourites for this one, but that's definitely thrown a whole new complexion on the opening night. I guess the positive is if France come through and actually do manage to beat the All Blacks, the confidence they'll take knowing that they've got guys like Danty and Cyril Bay and Anthony Gelonch still to come back in and play a part, that will give him massive confidence. It's big, isn't it? It's big. It's getting close, and things are getting very real. But I just want to return to the fact that for Paul Willemse, who has put in so much hard work for 4 years and been one of the best locks in the world, to miss the tournament is a crying shame for him. So get well soon, Paul. And not wanting to wish injury on anyone else, but if an opportunity arises later in the tournament, hope we see you back in blue again. And I'll see you on the next video.